Welcome to Niko Nerd and Tech of Tomorrow, and this is my review on the Macbook 2016. So this is the MacBook 2016. I have the Core M7 model that clocks in at 1.3 gigahertz and turbo boost up to 3.1. It has 8 gigabytes of LPDDR3 memory and a 512 gigabyte PCIe flash-based storage. So this device only has 2 ports on it. It has one Type-C USB on this side. It is 3.1 up to 5 gigabits per second. And on the other side, we have the 35mm headphone jack, as well as 2 microphones for video chatting and voice calls. This MacBook only comes in a 12-inch IPS display with a resolution of 2304 by 1440 and weighs in about 226 pixels per inch. The speakers on it are based right in the bottom center below the hinge. And we have a nice backlit keyboard as well. The trackpad on this does have Force Touch built in. Just to save some space for the device, Apple actually built the trackpad to just sense the pressure that you apply to it, and it actually gives a haptic vibration and clicking noise feedback. The device itself doesn't actually click, so if you actually turn the MacBook off, no clicking will happen at all with the trackpad. Kind of a cool way to save a couple millimeters of space. So I've had this MacBook for about 2 weeks now. In that time, it's been great. I haven't had any necessarily complaints about it, other than it does get very hot in the bottom. It has a lot of thermal throttling if you do heavy workloads for a long amount of time. The battery life is great on it. The charging isn't the fastest in the world, but if you plug it in at night, it'll be full by the next morning for sure. One of my favorite things that Apple knows how to do really well with their laptops is a hinge. The hinge in the MacBook you can actually open with one hand without needing to use both hands to pry it open like every other PC currently on the market. Another really nice thing about this device, I know a lot of people complain about only having Type-C on it. I wish I had more Type-Cs on it. A lot of the current PCs coming out have 2, 3, or 4 Type-C plugs on it. This has a limit to you unless you have a docking station for it. Having a Nexus 6P and a OnePlus 3 and a G5, I have Type-C cables lying around. I use them for day-to-day. However, I do know a lot of people still don't have those for their daily use. It is something you do have to slowly move into just to accommodate for that new type of cable style, but it is very useful. I did find, however, that most phones will charge on the MacBook charger just fine. However, the MacBook refuses to accept even a slow charge from any of the phone chargers that I have for Type-C. So this was also my first MacBook or Apple computer that I have used ever. Did have a little bit of learning curve for anyone that would be interested in coming over from PC. I still recommend them. I'm not personally a fan of iProducts directly, but as for their computers, I absolutely love them. The Linux-based system is just so much more fluid. You don't have to worry about viruses or slowing down over time. Chromebooks are also Linux-based, and this honestly reminds me of a really, really high-end Chromebook that you can just do a little more with on day-to-day use. It starts up in that same time frame. It has the same great battery life. It is just a lot more expensive. It is really good also for video editing or any software like programming that runs really, really well on a higher power system like this. It's not quite a gaming system though, by any means of the word. Apple still has not quite done anything with as far as their graphics cards to really handle heavy games whatsoever. For first video editing, like through Photoshop, Premiere, I tried iMovie for a little bit, and that was definitely a usable source as well. It runs absolutely great. if I had to pick a computer on today's market, I would still definitely pick a Mac. Maybe not this end of a Mac. I probably would prefer a MacBook Pro just for larger screen size and more power in it. Even though they are quite expensive, like this one was almost $2,000 with AppleCare for this model. It's worth it. They last a very long time. They hold up. Other people that I have friends that I know that have MacBooks have had them for 7, 10, 13 years on one laptop, which even for a really nice Windows computer, you don't find anything lasting that long. I know they do look very expensive as composed to the $600-700 PCs, but it really is worth it in the long run. So one other thing I actually almost forgot to mention about the Type-C, if you do have an Android phone that supports it, you can reverse charge to the laptop to actually charge the MacBook, or charge the phone off of that. Really useful if you're trying to edit a big document on your computer and you need some more power to last second, don't have an outlet. You can use your phone and other portable battery packs that you use for other cell phones. So if you have any of those battery packs that are given away, or even a really large one, you can use a Type A to Type C cable and charge the MacBook off of that, which is really useful when you're on the go, and to be able to swap that cable back and forth is definitely a high value. Well, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my review of the MacBook 2016, feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll have my next reviews out soon. Coming up next will actually be the Nextbit Robin phone. Have a good day.